Hi, I'm Sproins, and welcome back to the adventures of Fisty McFistface. And you might be thinking that our adventure is coming to an end shortly. I mean, we have done every quest in the game, and Fisty is quite strong. But if you think Fisty's strong now, then by the end of today's episode, we should at least be approaching demigod levels. So last time what we did was we actually farmed some clones, or well, I guess just the one clone. Or did we get two? I can't remember. I think we only did one. But today we're going to do that a little bit more, because that is going to net us just all kinds of great things. And that's what's really going to allow us to kind of bust this build wide open, even more so than it already is. Now, I should also mention that in between episodes, I've been a little sick, and I haven't actually been able to record, so if my voice is still a little congested, I apologize. But in between episodes, I did actually find the location of the last two Gersh Nephilim that we needed. It was a little annoying. I used the Mumble Mouth method, which, if you don't know, basically you just give yourself Mumble Mouth, you get it on as many body parts as you possibly can, and you walk all around the map, and then you have a chance of the Mumble Mouths telling you secrets, and some of those secrets are, in fact, the location of the Gersh Nephilim. So we really only needed two. I found Shugruith. I found that through Mumble Mouth, and then I went to the Tree of Chava and just traded secrets with the inhabitants there. So we have the last two locations, and before we fight them, though, we are just going to get incredibly powerful, and we're just going to obliterate them. And then maybe the last one. There was a small incident with Barathrum the Old, and he's no longer with us anymore. So hopefully that's not an issue, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I suppose. Yeah, so we're just gonna go clone farming today, and I think I'll do the first one with you. We'll do it together. Then after that, I'll just because well, let's take a look at this chest. So when we defeat a clone, we'll obviously get their inventory, which will be our exact inventory. So if we're careful and we gear ourselves up to where we only have in our inventory the things that we want to clone, then I think we can get the things, like exactly the things that we want. So anyway, it'll make sense here in a moment. Here's everything that I have on me, and really I don't need this can tab at all. We can actually just use this and see if we get anything. I don't. Plus 15 quickness for the rest of the day. That's fine. But here's all the stuff that I'm going to take with me. So the metamorphic polygel, obviously, we need that. This I don't even really need, but why not? The circles of light, yeah, but I suppose we might as well. Just to do it, I did use a little bit more polygel to get some more of these things. I didn't fill them all the way up because we don't need them all the way full, but I got them pretty full. So I just took all the precious liquids that we had, and so we'll be getting a bunch of these high-capacity, metered, radio-powered antimatter cells. I tinkered these up as well. These are, I think, the highest. These are like the best cells in the game that you can get. Schrodinger pages, always good to have more. We can round out all of our reputation. Cybernetic wedges, of course. I think I duplicated a few more of these as well. I didn't want to use too much of my polygels. And then the main thing here is the Eater's Injectors. So we start with 20, and it'll double each time. So after, say 10 or so, I think we should be, honestly, not even 10. If it's 20, it's like 20, 40, and then 80, then 160, 320, and then 720, or whatever. My brain is struggling with basic math right now, but yeah, the goal is, I think I want around 1,000 Eater's Nectar Injectors today. That shouldn't be too many. But really, we also will be getting the polygel, which we can make more of Eater's Nectar's Injectors. I really considered polygelling up like at least to 50. We don't have quite that much. That'd use the rest of our polygel, but I also do want to keep kind of a balance of polygel so we can just have it. Uh, Although it is probably a little too much, but whatever. This is what we're going to start with. And then also the Uber Nostrum injectors, they're nice to have, and the Sphinx Salt injectors are very, very nice to have. I just figured whatever, they're weightless, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then all of these neutron flux drams, because neutron flux is also really good. Unfortunately, we can't store more than 1 dram of neutron flux. Like, we can't do the same thing that we did, like filling them up in a single container, because they explode if you try to do that. But yeah, so this is all the stuff that we're going to take. So I'm going to take all that, and then the stuff that I already had on me, which wasn't much. These I probably won't even take. Well, it is nice to have. These are reprogrammable recoilers, and they are kind of expensive bitwise, so I might take them anyway. A little bit of water I had on me just so we don't die. The herbaries we might have to skip taking as well because they quickly... well, we already have a ton, and they start weighing a lot as well. So this is kind of weird that the highlight is... Okay. I don't use the mouse very often, but to kind of just speed things along. We already have 26 spheres of negative weight. Most of those came from... I crafted like 10, and I think we found 3 others just naturally in the wild. And then the last time that we bought a clone, we doubled that, so that's why we have so many. So we'll be getting a ton of these. It's already at minus 260. So yeah, our weight will quickly go down as well. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. I guess the kind of one other thing that I did in between episodes was these wrist calcs. So I did give them the overloaded mod, and they were breaking a lot as I was wandering around the world with my mumble mouth. So I gave them sturdy as well, and now they can't break. Not sure if that's really intentional, but we did it anyway. I also learned the location of a Stopsfallen. I think that's how you say it. When I used that mumble mouth, I got a ton of locations. So we know, like, I found a ton of villages. I found a ton of, like, all these things that are at the top that basically have last visited. They don't have a last visited. Basically means they're new. They were found with mumble mouth. There's we've already done that. We found this. We still have to do Bethsaida, I believe. So we got to do these 3. Hopefully we'll do those today. So yeah, I think I'm ready. I am just going to head back to the cave. And here we are, just the way we left it. Let's fight these fools. Let's charge. And just one more ought to do it. Our charge doesn't take much cooldown. And you're dead. Okay. So we're basically probably not going to take it's a flaming Vibrocapash already modded. We don't need it though. We basically have one goal and one goal only, and that is to find clones. So I'm actually going to make a little cut right here. I know I don't usually make cuts, but simply because I think I did this last episode, and I just want to kind of move things along a little bit. So I'll make a cut, and I will come back when we find our first clone. So, see you then. Okay, hopefully that transition worked well. I don't think I've tried that yet. Unfortunately, OBS, if you want to like change scenes, at least as far as I know, unless there's like a script for it, you can't control how long the fade in and fade out lasts. So I have to use the same time that I use for my intro and outro, which is 2 seconds, but really for a cut, I'd like to use something like 1 second. But anyway, the important thing is here. Here's our clone. Sorry about that. Technical issues. Technical issues. Bear with me. But anyway, here... Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's our clone. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would. Actually, maybe because our first one, it felt like we found really, really quickly, and then this one, it felt like it took forever. It's several screens later. I don't know. It was probably like 15, 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, here's our clone. I cleared out the neighborhood because there were a bunch of dervishes everywhere, and I just freed them. So the reason that I wanted to bring you in for the first one is because I actually wanted to attempt to fight, because last time we just proselytized ourselves, and yeah, it's I don't know, a little too easy that way. However, we are still going to use one of our... Oh, I did find a couple of things. Found a swarm rack. I thought I would just pick one up because they're cool, and they weigh 750 pounds, and I can just pick one up, and our carry weight is still... I mean, it's getting up there, but I think after we kill this guy, it'll go down quite a bit. And I also found this phase adaptive scope that I think, did I just drop it? No, I equipped it. Shouldn't be equipped. Yeah, I found this. I've never seen this before. Or maybe I have, but I just forgot. But yeah, I just found this. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It's probably not as great as it seems, like most of the cybernetics once you actually start to use them, but if only we had an actual good gun, honestly. And then I found this. I think I mentioned how I really like collecting figurines. Peridot is, I think, the highest level of gemstone. So plus 350 reputation. I don't really care too much about that, but yeah, it's pretty cool little find. Anyway, we are, in fact, going to inject Sphinx Salt just in case this is a terrible idea. We do have the skill that lets our tonics last longer. I think it's twice as long. I could be wrong, but anyway, let's see if we can defeat ourselves. That is the true challenge, right? So we'll start with the charge. Oh, we will not. We will start with the charge. Now, we are going to get the drop on this guy. He's not going to be hostile to begin with. We'll charge. We'll slam. We will conk. We'll do everything we can to take this guy out. He's already halfway down. So we can even shield slam. Oh, we don't. Oh, gosh. That's right. Yeah. I gave up a shield so I could... I forget why. But anyway. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Shield slam, there we go. Okay, now he's gonna fight back. But our charge is up again. Conk is up again. Alright, that's why I saved, because this dude can really mess us up. Because it's us, and we're really, really strong. I would like to get the win here. Let's try slam. Let's conk. And then... this could be it, guys. Hit no. We're going to pop another one. Just to be super safe. Okay. Now, that could have really gone either way. I mean, you see, if we get stun locked, which was like my main concern, I wonder if there are ways to really, really get our stun resistance up. Because if we get stun lock, you can see how much that did. Oh, but we won. The spoils are ours. And so you see there's 26 more polygel, more lights. I probably will skip some of these things. Cathedra, yes. Schrodinger pages, more credit wedges, another swarm rack, which we probably don't really want, more eaters, nectar injectors, that's the important thing. So our next clone will have 40 after we take those, and then, yeah. So, for now, let's just take everything, though, and I'll clean up my inventory later. No. I know what's taking up the most is probably that swarm rack, so we're going to drop one. And yeah, then we're good. Because we also have, wherever it may be, not only duplicated 2 of the wrist calcs. So this isn't tinkered all the way up either. So I guess that's one thing I could do is tinker these the rest of the way, if I even have enough bits. And that way, when these get duped, we'll at least be able to claim the antimatter cells. Yeah. So yeah, now we have 52 polygels, now we have 40 injectors. Now we have 52 small spheres of negative weight, so minus 520 to our weight. And then another Kessel face. It looks like it only cloned 1 Kessel face also. It might be because... I don't know. Really don't know. Sometimes it's a little weird, a little finicky, but hey. That's what we're trying to do. So now, I'm going to do another little cut, and in between this cut, I'm going to hopefully farm a bunch. Again, the goal is to have at least 1,000 Eater's Nectar Injectors. So I could be farming for a little while. Hopefully not much more than an hour or two. Hopefully this is atypical time, but even if this is about the average time in between finding clones, because they're not super common, right? I found a bunch of these cryogenic chambers. There's cryogenic chambers everywhere. That would be hilarious if this was another clone right next to me. The only kind of annoying thing is the decarbonizer beams. When I'm trying to like auto explore, it'll stop me. The dervishes aren't really too difficult. See, this one has berserk, so while that's up on these guys, I wait until it runs out, and then I can fight them normally. But they die pretty quick as well. And I actually found a clone, a frozen cryogenic clone of Mamet. I didn't even know that could happen. I was going to bring it in, and usually there's at least one cryo tube per, so like this guy, well, he's not attacking anything. These guys are friendly towards me, but if I see their beam, like it'll, like if I'm auto exploring and their beam is about to go off, it'll stop me dead in my tracks, which I guess is a good thing. We don't want another mishap like we had with the Krakens. That would not be good. Would not be good. Shift E. I forget my Shift E. But yeah, I do see a lot of cryogenic tubes, but unfortunately most of them are Sodomoose. But yeah, I'm going to get back at it, and hopefully next time that I come back from one of these little cuts, I will have finished my goal. So it could be a little while for me, but yeah. I will see you in just a little bit. Okay, so I totally messed that transition up. I'm sorry about that, but we are finished for the time being farming clones, and right here in this chest I have our spoils, and it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it took a few minutes just to transfer everything into these chests. So, I guess, without further ado, let's take a look here. So, of course, we now have 1,664 metamorphic polygel. That's quite a bit. We have all kinds of precious liquids, more than we will ever need. You could say that about pretty much everything. We've got a good amount of Kessel faces, so that's nice. Few odds and ends. These were duplicated. Like the gloves that I'm wearing have been tinkered and modded. So I guess for some reason it just duplicated the base sets. We got all of these. Got some of these. And I think the reason why they're not all like perfectly aligned is because some of them got damaged as I was picking them up, and then the damaged ones got duplicated. It's not really a big deal. All these circles, again, more than we'll ever need. So much warm static, it's unreal. We have all of these, which I'll probably break down and maybe take the cells. I might also just break the cells down as well, because we have 254 of pretty much the best cells that you can get. We have all these, which is just because I was lazy and took them all. I really don't need any of these. I might, I don't know, just destroy them. Or we'll just, I don't know, Herbaries, whatever. 30 of these. More Schrodinger pages than we'll possibly ever need. We have enough to probably get every faction to loved, and then quite a bit of cybernetic credit wedges, and all of these, which we don't really need. Oh, I did end up with 2 swarm racks. I was dropping them every time. I guess that last one I must have taken too many. We have this, which I think I actually should be wearing. Not sure why that's in there. I did clean things up a little bit. I threw away all of my helping hands and most of the shields that we have. But yes, here's what we were really... The whole point of this excursion was the Eater's Nectar Injectors. We have over 1,000 of them, so what, that was like 5 or 6 clones, and it really didn't take too long. It was about an hour. Yeah, 5 or 6, I think. You can do the math, because as I have shown, I obviously cannot, but yeah. And also these other injectors. Nice to have, and it looks like we have 63 of these Salt Desert Recoilers, which we can just use these to, we can just imprint them whenever we need, because they are reprogrammable recoilers. That way we won't ever have to tinker up anymore and waste bits on that. And those Snapjaw figurines that I liked so much, we do have 64 of them, which we obviously don't need. And I also found a Mapango figurine too. So that was kind of nice. Another one just sitting there on the ground. We have these small spheres of negative weight. I will take these all right now. And yeah, and then all of our neutron flux here. We also got a little bit of water, which I guess I should take too. So I think these spoils, I'm mostly just going to leave them here, and then I'll come and get them if ever I need them. There are a couple of things that I do want. I want to always keep a few herbaries on me. What do these weigh? These weigh nothing. Probably off camera, I'll go and give myself some more license points. We don't really need to do that right now. What we do need to do is play with these Eater's Nectars Injectors. I am also going to take a few of these. When I was down in the caves, worst case scenario did happen. One of those dervishes, yes, the dervishes used its berserk ability, and it actually cut off one of my arms. My right arm, my main fistie's main fist was cut off. Thankfully, I did have an Uber Nostrum injector, but that was actually remedied by just swapping my main hand to my offhand and using that, because Fistie's, his southpaw is pretty strong as well. So thankfully he didn't cut off both of my arms. That would have just left us in a very dire situation. I'm going to take that, I'm going to take that. And is there anything else that I really need to take? I don't think so. At the moment, anyway. We do have tons of polygel if we need it. And we'll take like a few of these. Alright, now let's see. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to transfer everything. I think we're good. And then look at this. That's crazy. That's crazy. So here's what I'm thinking. So for our, not skills, I want to hit tab for our character. I'm thinking of dumping around 100 per attribute. So our base strength, it tells us what, our base, this will raise our base. Everything is modified, some more than others, but most is only like 2 or 3. Strength is, of course, crazy because we have all this, these modded items that are really, modded and duplicated items, I should say. So that would be about 600, which would still leave us with about 600 of our Eater's Nectar Injectors as well. So actually, I wonder if I can... Can you specify if you add to trade? Add to trade. Actually, let's do it like this. F2 Eater's Nectar. Let's give you all that first. And then we can open it on a trade screen. And then Eater's Nectar. So I want to get all the base up by 100. And I want to, and then we can use, because we'll obviously have Eater's Nectars left over. So that way we can take exactly 600. And then we can use what little bit we have to kind of even everything out. And then we'll have quite a bit put back, so if we want to farm some more, it'll be a good starting point. Now, the unfortunate thing here is, I think it might be better to, let's see, do I have more chests? I think I accidentally, or purposefully, dropped these chests in there. Alright, we'll take those. And yes, if you're thinking that I could have used some of my Schrodinger pages to make the Seekers of Sightless Way friendly towards me, and then I wouldn't have to worry about them cutting my arm off or just slowing me down. Yes, I could have done that. That's something I thought about, but I also realized that why not have a little bit of challenge while I was down there, because, yeah, already way too easy. Let's drop that there, and let's put everything that we have except the injectors in. Alright, now the unfortunate thing is when we use an injector, we do that and it backs us out. And I guess it also doesn't remember our location. So like when I hit E and open it up, it's back over here, and it's not started on here, on the Eater's Injector. What if I keep my mouse right there? Does that help? No. So it looks like every time I do have to press over, which is unfortunate. So I have to do this 600 times. Now there used to be a mod that lets you use all of the injectors at the same time. When I looked for it, it wasn't on Steam. At least not on the workshop through the actual, like, Steam app. I did find it elsewhere. Like, it was on the Steam website. But it doesn't work. I could not get it to work, and so that's obviously why it's not on, like, the Steam, actual Steam app, I guess. So unfortunately, that's not an option. So I have to sit here and do this. Man. I guess I can get into a rhythm. E, right, space, space, space. E, right, space, space, space. E, right, space, space, space. So five button presses times 600. So that's going to be fun. So I will do that. I will try not to hate my life too much as I'm doing it. And we're going to be making another little cut here so you don't have to sit through all of that. But when we come back, Fisty will be quite a bit stronger. And I think I'll also go ahead and spin them as well. It shouldn't be too difficult to spin them all either. You just, I can do it pretty easily. I'm not going to start doing it right now. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So really, it's just you click it and you hit yes. And I could just do that 100 times for each one. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right. So once again, I will see you in just a little bit. Okay, hopefully I didn't mess this cut up. Everything should be fine. So that actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. I found out if you press I, well, I don't have any right now because obviously I used them all. But if you press I, it will have your inventory, not your equipment, highlighted automatically. And then all I have to do was hold down Enter to cycle through. So I could just hold down Enter and tap I, and that just made things go really quickly. If you hold down space, well, and you're not standing in front of something, there's a chance that this will pop up, so you can kind of get into a rhythm using space, but yeah, it's much easier, much faster, much better just to hold down enter and tap I. So I also, another thing, now I did not know this. Some people watching probably knew this already, and but huh? Oh, I guess that was only 99. Anyway, yeah, here, you may not raise an attribute above 100. I did not know that. I thought there was no cap. So I held off on Ego because Ego will give us Psychic Glimmer. We're going to take it anyway, because once our modifier goes up, these will start going up, and then we'll soon start getting Psychic Glimmer, but it's not too bad, and I think it's based on your level of mutations. So anyway, let's just hold this down and max out our Ego. And there you go. And had I known that there is a cap of 100, obviously we can raise it more with mods. Had I known there was a cap of 100, I might have more carefully tried to balance my attribute points so I don't have 216 just sitting here that I can't really use or anything. Now, we're far from finished because we can also drink a bunch of the whatever it's called. And then I wonder if I think I forgot to take, it's not too big of a deal if I forgot it, but I was going to take, it'd be under food and we don't have any. The drop of Nectar, although we do have Polygel. I wonder if drop of Nectar can still give us +1 to all of our attributes. That'd be pretty cool if it can still proc. And then I also don't know how I'm missing one of these things. I noticed that when I was doing all this crazy stuff. But we can just take one. We can just take one. Alright. And of course I didn't. Oh no, I did take it. Okay. Yeah. So that'll bring our... So it's 32. So is it the highest, our highest level? So 32 is really not too bad, honestly. And it's teleportation, so I think actually if I remove these... Do we lose our Psychic Glimmer? Yes, we lose our Psychic Glimmer. I just wish we had a better way with teleportation. So, yeah, a little Psychic Glimmer isn't that bad, I suppose. So for now, this is just what we'll do. Honestly, our strength is so high that we probably could drop the +12 that we're getting and then have more arms for other stuff. Basically, we can play whatever build we want at this point. But we're fisty, so we're going to continue to. And again, look at this. 58 pin is just absolutely insanity. And there's no limit on the strength bonus, remember. So yeah, that's just crazy. Let's go punch a few things. What can we punch? Where can we go to punch something that's like... Well, I do know that we can go and punch some Gersh Nephilim. Oh, we don't have any water. Yeah, let's go get some water, actually. Let's head back to... Darn, man. I'm just doing everything incorrectly, aren't I? Let's see. No, let's try not to die here. Although our HP is pretty good to where... What am I doing? Alright. This chest is what I wanted. Alright. There we go. Everything's fine again. We're almost ready to level up, too. Not really sure. Not really sure. We will go and say hi to the Gersh Nephilim soon. Why not just head back here, I suppose? Now, there's not going to be too much down here. There's this guy. Let's see how we do. All right. So we hit 24 times. Or well, at 24 pin, I suppose, for 186 damage. And then on our backswing for... So we did almost 400. We're doing almost 400 damage now, even with backswing. Let's free this guy up. Let's punch this guy. Just wait. Just press... Just hold down 5 for a little bit until this guy... Oh, you're, hated by Dazor and disliked. Sure. Actually, let's fight you. No, we don't want to lose 8 rep, do we? Nah. Alright. Sure. We do know where the Ape God is. That's what we can go punch. We can go punch the Ape God, I suppose. Alright. Actually, I'm not sure if the Ape God is going to even be much of a challenge. If I start fighting these guys. Yeah. Besides, like, you know, the one-shot type stuff, I'm not sure if anything can actually really deal that much damage to us anymore. I'm looking for something to kill. Let's kill this guy. Right. No, we didn't get our backswing. Or no, we did get our backswing. Alright. It's funny because when these guys fight, they like to use the on guard and the dueling stance, which the point is to disarm the opponent, but we really don't have anything to disarm because we're fisty. It'd be cool to... Also, I do like... Our teleport should be, like... We should always go to our selected square. No? Really? Even with our teleportation at level 32. Nope, it's still an uncertainty radius of 2. Oh, I do want to test... We can test this while we're down here. Maybe. There's Sadamoose. Let's go fight Sadamoose. Where are you at, Sadamoose? I can't see anything. I'm being interdicted. Let's see if we... What our slam cooldown is. Okay. It's still 10. It's still not, like, perfect. But we did one-shot Sadamoose. So that's nice. What's this? Another Sadamoose. Stay away from Krakens. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready to do this. I don't think there's really much risk down here, 1,000 strata deep. So, let's go ahead and just recoil. Let's go back to the Salt Desert. And then, once again, I am going to make a cut because, yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through me looking for all these Gersh. Now, we do have to fight Bethsaida. That's one that we haven't done yet. We have done 2 of the... Well, I guess it's 6 now. These guys might be fun. In fact, I'll put my spoils up here because of reasons. In fact, we might want to take some more... Ooh, some more Sphinx Salt Injectors. We probably only need like 2 or 3. Actually. But why not? Why not just top ourselves off? Because they can confuse you, and Sphinx Salt Tonic, if you didn't know, kind of counters the confusion, I think, somehow. Anyway, yeah. So first, we will go to Bethesda Susa. And the Gersh is just at the bottom, so we're going to have to go all the way down through here. And then, even lower, we have to drop down. If you've seen my last playthrough, then you know what it consists of. If not, you're not really missing too much. Oh, and another thing that I would like to point out, wasn't sure that I would ever have a chance to point this out, but this last one, I think it's this one. This is the one that's normally invisible. We can see this guy because of our optical multi-scanner. The optical multi-scanner also allows you to see. I'm pretty sure it's the optical multi-scanner, not like the structural, or the sturdy risk calc. No, that's definitely not. This is just like light and stuff, or maybe I don't know. But yeah, either way, we can see that dude now. Anyway, I'm going to meet you down at the very bottom of Bethesda Susa, and we will kill our first Gersh Nephilim. Did I say first? Because I meant first of the day, because we already killed a couple. Anyway, here's our first one. We could probably face tank these beams. So, we'll probably do just that. Yeah, just like so. It did, what, like 200 damage? If that. Although I don't want it to, like, destroy my equipment. Although I think we're good on that front as well. We could also proselytize and destroy, or water ritual and all that. It's trivial. We're so strong that a Gersh Nephilim is trivial. The game considers the Gersh Nephilim trivial. So let's just casually. Wow. Everything proc there. I think we talked about before how backswing can like proc more backswings. Or we just attacked. I don't know. I don't know. Point is, we up and did almost 1,000 damage just with one hit. So that's cool. It's real cool. Oh, it duped, didn't it? Unctuous. I think that's the... Yeah. Here's our guy. Here's the real guy. You guys can try to do stuff. You really can. But this should be the last hit here or the next one. Boom. No, I guess we do gotta kill both of them. They're both real. Interesting. Well, these guys, I think, are all... No? Wonder why they're hostile. Maybe because they're friends with the Gersh? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Despised by the Gersh. We'll take care of that later. We'll take care of our Seeker rep as well. I collected this unctuous blood before, but I don't think I'm going to this time. I will take this. We do want that. And then I guess we can just kind of peace out here. These guys will let me. So what's going on? Why can't I move? Because I'm just surrounded by dudes? Let's teleport. Let's teleport away. Oh, there's a cryo tube down here. I should also mention, before I head off to the next area, I found there's this weird bug that it's letting me walk over like ravines, like where I guess the game would call them craggy openings. Normally as soon as you jump into them, you fall. But this is letting me walk on open air. I have to actually get up right next to it and press plus the go down button to actually go down. I don't wonder if I can see an example. I think it's too late. Yeah. Yeah. But I do know that the game was updated recently, I think. So maybe there's just a bug that'll get fixed in the next patch. I don't know. It's new to me. At first I thought maybe, you know, it considers my character a god, so it's just letting me walk on air. But yeah, I'm going to assume that's a bug. Anyway, off to the next Gersh. Here we are. This is actually just a few minutes later for once, because I'm pretty sure I see them right down there. And then I can kind of show what I'm talking about. So this open air, you can just, and things are actually like not friendly with me for once down here. That's new, but check this out. So yeah, I can just walk on, the air. That's crazy. Once I go down here, these guys are going to start attacking me. So I'm going to pop a Sphinx Salt Injector. Now this is a 2 for 1 fight. So apply Sphinx Salt, and then if I press down when I'm standing on this open air, nothing happens. If I stand at the edge and then press down, then it lets me. The way I remember the bad one is there's Cass and Con. Con is the one that confuses because confuse, yeah, mnemonics. So even though, so they're because we just killed Bethsaida, they have plus 50 hit points and 80 total resistance, and they also got extra claws and all this and that. But we're going to try to take out On first. Let's see if we. I know we can face tank this. There's no reason not to. Let's just face tank it. Come on. Bam! Look at that. Barely did anything. And then you. Now, I mean, we couldn't like sit here and take them all day. But we're going to. In fact, let's actually, you know, why not use some of our use slam? Oh, we should have used what is it? We should have used, I can't even find it. What's the one that demolish? Yeah, we should have used demolish, but I think yeah, slam has to be off cooldown because these guys don't, or I'm not sure if they can get slammed. Like, I don't think they can lose their footing because of their stats. Could be wrong though. We can conk. That'll be fun. Okay, so now we are. No, now we are in a little bit of a situation. So we're gonna Herberry. I guess we're not as strong as I'd like to think that we are. We can't just sit here and face tank their beams all day. At least not 2 at the same time. One after the other. We're going to do another Sphinx Salt. Also because we're starting to get low on health. But, okay. So Khan is gone. Nice. Nice. And then all we have is Cass. So we can just take Cass out. Once Slam goes off of cooldown, we'll go ahead and use Demolish. Our rarely used Demolish. We don't use it nearly as often as we should be using it. Yeah, and so because they don't get knocked back, we can just repeatedly slam. Although I'm not sure if we use slam, then I don't know if there's a chance for us to like proc this again. I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Okay. Let's not take face tank beam anymore. Boom. You are now dead. We want to name our overloaded risk calc. Nah, I'm good. But yeah, 2 more circles. Grab them. Get. And then we'll go find Shugruith, who is way more trouble to find location than they're actually worth. So here we go, apparently. Now there is a slight problem. And that is, there are saps here that are friendly towards Shugruith here. Now, it's not really a big deal because we have plenty of attribute points to spare. And our DV is incredibly high. I did forget to mention that, but when we popped all these things, our DV is just ridiculously insane. Our MA is really good too. So there's a good chance they can't even hit us. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. We did pick up our first... this is a one of those Psychic Glimmer Esper Hunters. I decided just to proselytize them and bring them along. And they have a psychic thrall with them. It's who is currently mutating. Hope I'm not mutating. How are they mutating? Oh, okay. Alright then, dude. Now this guy's starting off just... Yeah, he ain't messing around. Alright, so before we start demolishing, let's just conk. Conk's always fun. And then if we slam... Okay, I wanted to make sure that slam wasn't going... We can shield slam. And we just start bashing the dude. There's a casual 700 damage right there. Oh yeah, feels so good. Feels good. I was gonna say, when you're gonna start doing your thing. Where am I? Where's my character? There we go. Right, now we can start demolishing. We can just slam. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was gonna say I died. Like I don't know. I got scared there for a minute. Which wouldn't really make any sense, because how could we possibly die? And the other thing is, I guess we're killing this guy so quick that I think he killed off his own sap allies. Oh, I couldn't get out of the way because there was a dude there. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it. And we'll take that. And yeah, that's all of the Gersh. -1. There is 1 Gersh left. And I don't even know if we can do it, but I am going to try it. I know now we're getting kind of long in the episode, but we've made it this far. We might as well do the last one. So let me make the final preparations. And let's see if we can finish the final quest of the game. Well, here we are. So if I bring up my journal, I guess I should bring up my quests here, and we go to the We Are Starfreight quest, which is the final quest in the game. Now it doesn't say failed, but there is a little X over get Barathrum in the Golem. Because we can't do that. Now, previously we also couldn't ascend, but I think that might have something to do with the fact that we hadn't defeated all of the Gersh Nephilim up to this point. I really don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see if I can figure this out. You don't have the capacity to ascend the Graphene Ribbon. Why not? Do I have to be inside of the golem? Let's see. Okay. You know of no means to descend again. So this could be it. I really hope that the game doesn't end here, but if it did, this was a good run, but there's still all kinds of stuff that I wanted to do with Fisty, but whatever. Ascend. And we do know that it's case insensitive, I think. Ascend. Why not test it? Ascend anyway. Maybe we need Barathrum to, who knows? We'll find out. We are finding out. We're finding out together. Alright. We're ascending. I guess we just kind of wait. Okay. Technical issues. Some technical issues. I reloaded the game, and everything is fine. So I realized that I guess yeah, no turns were actually passing as I was sitting on that spindle. So I guess I just waited a few turns. Maybe I waited too many turns. and it caused the game to glitch out. But yeah, that whole time I spent there waiting was my fault, so I apologize for wasting your time. In fact, I'll probably end up cutting that out. It's kind of embarrassing. But now we can properly explore here and see what's going on. There's just all kinds of stuff here. Where are we supposed to go? The way is blocked by a force barrier. We might supposed to be going down there. Because there doesn't look like there's really anywhere else to go. Maybe that's why we were supposed to have a bathroom. Well, there's some bells here. What if we ring the bells? Probably don't want to go down there. That looks like it would kill us. We broke that glass and went. Nothing you can interact with. Okay. Not really sure what's going on here. That's probably why we needed a bathroom. To like tell us what we're supposed to do. Yeah, that's not going to happen. We can teleport. No, we can't teleport into the vacuum of space. Oh, that's the vacuum of space. That is space. Okay. What happens if we do this? I think I actually brought my pickaxe with me. Maybe not. Is there nothing down there? What are we supposed to do? Hologram of the Eater sealed. I'm very confused here. Did I miss some way that I could go? Perhaps? Maybe? What did these say? Westwise to Shard. Eastwise to movers at the points. Something or another. Yeah, not really sure what to do. Although last time I did just kind of wander my way through here. This is where we landed. I'm very confused. I guess I could just start like interacting with stuff, but there's nothing to interact with. There's a vacuum of space. There's a way to go through here. And then there are all of these things. Enter? Okay. Oh boy. Okay, there's a whole thing going on here. In that case, yeah, I didn't know this was a whole thing. So I know I said that I wanted to finish the fight here today, but, yeah, I feel like this is going to take a little while to figure out. So, I think that I am going to go ahead and end the episode here. Apologize for that. I didn't realize, yeah, this looks like there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. Like, what's here? There's nothing we can interact with. It's Temple to the Great Machine. Ruined stop mover, so it's ruined. We're gonna go to a place. Well, okay, so I think maybe these yellow places are where we can actually go. Maybe? Enter? Plus? Okay. Okay. Cool. Actually, before we do that, could I have gone here? What if I hit plus? Stop is too ruined. Stop is too ruined. So I think that it's actually just the yellow dots. Okay. So you'll have to forgive me and my just absolutely unpreparedness. But that's going to be it for this one for today. I'm going to try to get my bearings and next time we can fully explore this place and hopefully take down the final Gersh Nephilim. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.